Hello, moon babies. It's Molly. How are you? Welcome to this video. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to my studio. And if you are watching this at the time of upload, happy solstice. Good Yule, friends. Yes. If you're new here, my name is Molly. I'm an artist, author, art witch, and gigantic dork. This video is a roundup, a bucket list of winter art witch quests to really help us tap into winter and use it to make some creative fuel. Now, this is not a Yule specific video because honestly, I feel like there's so much excellent information about ways to bring your creativity to Yule. And I don't know about you, but if someone tells me to put one more thing on my holiday to-do list, I'm going to burst into a fine red mist and become a cloud of bats and fly out the window. But if you are a glutton for punishment and would like more ideas for your Yuletide celebrations, giant wink, I do have Yule specific videos already on this channel. Part of the reason I wanted to create a winter quest video was that I live in the Midwest, and here in the hinterland, winter is 6 months long. That's not hyperbolic. It starts snowing in October, and it can and usually does snow until May. That's a lot of post-Yule winter. So this is a collection of wintertide art witchy quests to help us gently push our creativity in a time when we might really feel sluggish, so we can play and experience enchantment all winter long. So grab a cuppa, come on in, let's brainstorm. Quest number 1 on our winter art witchery bucket list is to play around with ice process painting. So in a process painting, the process, the doing, is really what the painting is about. And in an ice process painting, you're going to make paints that you freeze and then melt on a surface. I like to recommend process paintings to art witches that struggle with perfectionism, because you have to let go and allow unpredictable results to delight you. You can create your own ice paintings by mixing food coloring or watercolor into water, put it in an ice cube tray, freeze it, and then apply it to a surface like a paper or a canvas and allow it to melt. This could be a really fun way to create background papers or collage fodder for your grimoire as well. A really fun variation on this is to create a fizzing ice paint, and I have a recipe and instructions for that in the blog post that accompanies this video. So if you're interested in making some fizzy magical ice paint, you can check out that link in the down bar. I hope that you try this. The results from ice process paintings can be really abstract and just chef's kiss. So I hope you give it a try. And you can also get extra witchy with it by using special waters to create your ice. So maybe it's water that you've collected from a first snow, or snow under a full moon, or a particularly beautiful morning, or a place that's special to you. Our second quest on the witchy winter bucket list is to experiment with visible mending. I'm going to read something to you real quick because the definition is kind of long and your girl is not going to remember it. According to the Embroiderers Guild of America, visible mending is an ornamental approach to repairing an item. Rather than trying to mask an area where the item was damaged, the goal is to highlight these imperfections in a creative, eye-catching way. A combination of techniques and materials can be used to extend the life of an item, which is otherwise in good condition, save for a small hole, rip, or tear. So visible mending is when we take any fabric item, whether it be clothing or household linen. I've also seen people do wonderful work with this on upholstery, and we're going to mend it and make it cooler than it was before. This is a beautiful way to lengthen the lifespan of an item. It's an opportunity for creative expression and low-key witchcraft. The fiber arts are inherently witchy. They're tactile and meditative, and you're bringing pieces together. You're making repairs. You can weave color magic and symbolism into them. So save an item from the landfill and make something witchy and awesome with a visible mending project this winter. Quest number 3, we can create custom candles for those dark, dark nights. Now, candle making in itself is a really satisfying experience, and it's also a skill set. You don't have to create a candle totally from scratch for it still to have massive magical impact. Pillars, tapers all take acrylic paint, paint pens, and tissue paper quite beautifully. I personally like to procure my pillar and taper candles from the candle graveyard, aka Goodwill. So my studio is a little bit like that adorable cat sanctuary island that they made a Netflix show about, except all of the cats are actually abandoned stinky candles. So whether you purchase, make, or scavenge your candles to altar, you can create lights for wishes, prayers, spells, to give away as gifts, to decorate your altar, to enhance your festive season. Use your candles to shine through the darkness and light the way. Number 4, let's go hunting for winter palettes. Now, it can be easy to look at a winter landscape, especially if you live in the city or in a densely populated area, and say, blech, it's gray and brownish and dirty and bleak. But is it really? Go on a quest to truly inquire about winter palettes, the colors that are surrounding you now. Snow, if you get it, reflects and takes on an amazing amount of color and shadow and changes drastically throughout the day. I'm thinking about winter skies in particular are very, very vivid. If a scene does feel particularly drab, go in with the intention to use your magical vision and really investigate those colors. Take a second look and then give those colors names. Record them in your grimoire. This is some very subtle genius loci magic. Number 5 on our Art Witch Winter quests. Let's make some art to burn. Woohoo! Create a work of art that you plan to ritualistically burn as a form of cleansing and release. Perhaps there are events, situations, habits, feelings that you would like to leave in the past year and move forward feeling lighter and freer. Make some art about those things and chuck them in the fire. This ritual can also be funny and lighthearted, maybe even a little petty. I love doing a little bit of petty banishing magic. But cleansing can be both deeply moving and fun. So what could you create to toss into the fire and move forward into the new year freer? You little pyro, you. I have to say it so I don't get yelled at in the comments. Please, 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 if you are going to use fire in your art or your magic, take all necessary safety precautions. You're smart. You know what to do. I like this one. Number 6 is to curate a nature table. Do you remember your nature tables from grade school? I don't know about you, but that was my favorite part of the classroom. You can create that joy of the nature table in your own space by bringing in items just from your daily round. That could be acorns, any kind of seed pods, pine cones, bits of plants that you find, feathers, stones. Tap into that little crow goblin inside you and start picking up some things from nature to bring into your space. It can be really, really difficult to get outdoors, to get that light, to get that fresh air in the wintertime. But if we have a little side mission to go out and collect curio for our nature table or altar or windowsill, it's just enough motivation to get out for just a few minutes and stay connected. Keep that connection to the outdoors feeling strong. And you can use your curio objects in your art magic spells, record them in your grimoire, develop them as an installation. So go out there and get yourself a sparkly. Number 7, let's talk about window spells. You can create some really beautiful window enchantments by mixing acrylic paint with a few drops of dish soap or washing up liquid, mixing them together and paint them onto the window. I've also seen people create really beautiful windows using a bar of soap as a drawing material. Maybe you paint suns on your window to invoke solar energies and solar qualities, or maybe you paint icicles for clarity, or snowflakes to invite unique ideas, or maybe you just paint them for fun because you are stir crazy and you need to do something to change up your space. Use these spells as a meditation on light. Where could you use some illumination? Winter Art Witchery quest number 8 is to create a magical installation. If you are indoors for most of the winter, this is an opportune time to construct ensorcelled installations. An installation is a site-specific piece of art. And generally we tend to think of installations in giant buildings or in art galleries, but an installation can be in your hallway, in the corner of a room, your kitchen ceiling, or in a tent or temporary fort that you build in your sitting room. And these installations can be temporary or semi-permanent spaces that you use for ritual, for play, for festive fun, for creative retreat. You could also use them as a cozy reprieve from brutal weather. But you can add to and play with these installation spaces all winter long. And finally, number 9, we have spells of inclusion. This quest is simply using your creativity and your art magic to reach out and include people. There are so many wonderful ways for us to cast our art magic and touch the lives of others. If your town is anything like mine, a quick Google search will reveal all of the ways that the community is crying out for the help of an art witch. There are assisted living facilities as well as centers providing hospice care that are pleading for people to come and craft with residents or create comfort craft items. And maybe volunteering isn't right for you right now, and that's absolutely okay. Find a thing that you care about and apply your creative magic to it and see what happens. It could be rounding up friends for a craft night, planning a special activity for the littles in your life. It might be having a Zoom call with one other person where you can create mindfully and have some real talk and create something beautiful. All spells of inclusion, whether big or small, are potent acts of magic. All healing is valid. And when things feel as though they are too dark, too lonely, there's too much despair, cast a counterspell of inclusion. You are full of talent. You are rich in magic, Moon Baby, and the world is ready for you. The world needs you. I can't wait to see what you create. I really hope that you enjoyed these ideas, Moon Babies, and that they help you create some of your own enchantment this wintertide. And if you did enjoy this video, I have 2 little offerings right now that you may also enjoy. The first is Glisten, a wintertide grimoire labyrinth. This is an art class that is part advent calendar, part mixed media course, and part creative retreat for witchy folk. We're making mystical wintertide grimoires and then getting together to have a symposium and share our ideas. So if you'd like to learn more about that, you can find a link for Glisten in the down bar. The second offering I have for you is the Art Magic Almanac. This is a year-long Art Magic subscription. Every week for an entire year, you will receive an illustrated email with seasonally and astrologically relevant art spells, grimoire prompts, art witch oracle readings, and encouragement. So if you're looking for a little more luck, abundance, creativity, support, and fun in the coming year, this offering might be for you. And finally, if you're like, oh man, if only there was a way to condense this rambly-bambly video into a 2-dimensional printable format that I could file into my magical codex for later reference, you are in luck. I've created an illustrated printable of all of the Winter Art Witch quests. It's available on the blog. You can check the linky-dink. You know where to go. Whew, that was a lot of housekeeping, Moon Babies. Thank you to my patrons for making this video and this channel possible. Thank you for being here and watching, and thank you for being you. And until we speak again, Moon Babies, which will be very soon, take care of yourself, take care of each other, witch on, witch boldly, and be well. Bye for now. Mwah.